And boom, we back in focus. We good? We good? Let me try that again then. What up? What up? What up? It's the Dearly Deep Heart Ed podcast. Um, Sorry for the delays and all of that. Um, I think, ultimately, of course, I'm gonna always do my podcast until I just don't feel like doing it anymore. But sometimes, when you have a topic like mine, um, it's not really a lot to talk about if you don't have like a love life, so to speak. I mean, I'm not dating anybody. I'm not seeing anybody. I can't even say I'm trying to at this moment in time. But you know, I still want to talk to y'all. So I'm here. I didn't really have nothing to talk about last week. Well, I did, but it was only like one thing, and I was like, that's not enough, you know. But I guess let me just start this one off by saying, oh my gosh, I had another dream. What is it with these dreams? Like, this one was more real than the last one. Oh yeah, and if I'm talking loud, it's probably because I'm trying to talk loud because I also have an earache and it hurts really bad. And I just got some medicine for it today. Anyway, I had this dream. I think it was the day before yesterday, so not last night, but the night before. And it was just real. Like, it wasn't, symbolic. There wasn't any symbolism, or it wasn't like fantasy. It was real. Like, I remember before I was going to bed, I was thinking of her. So, I mean, I guess I didn't have to say who I was actually dreaming about. But um, before I was going to sleep, I was just like, man, like, what if she really just knocked on my window? And I think I might have said this before too. Sometimes that's where I get myself into this place. Well, yeah, that's what I talked about in the last episode. Was I get to these places where I think that she's just gonna pop up. Um, so I was thinking that again, but this time, I think it may have been because, maybe I was just in pain from my ear and I really couldn't sleep. So I was very, 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 very drowsy. So the dream was like very lucid. It was just like real. It wasn't like one of those dreams where stuff just kind of happens and it's like you don't really get it, but you go along with it. Basically, if I'm remembering correctly, she was just in my room, but it wasn't my room as we can see it right now. It wasn't that. It was like a different room, different house and everything, but I recognized it. So I guess that was kind of a different part. It was kind of like this room, but it wasn't. I don't know. But anyway, it was like she just came back and everything was all good again, and but it was real in the sense of it was like, see, like I knew you was gonna come back, and I'm happy you came back. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, I wouldn't stay away forever. And we just kicked it, and we talked, and everything was good. Like, it was straight. We was good. No issues, no nothing. We just did what we would normally do. We hung out, ate, laughed, joked, and kicked it. And that's just what it was. And the only reason, like, I woke up, like, well, no, before I woke up, like, the dream just went into, like, something totally different. So it wasn't like there was an ending, it just kind of went into, like, a different dream. Like, a family member was involved or something like that. Like, they came over or something, and that was that. But then I woke up, and I was just like, wow, once again, you got me again. Like, yes, I'm thinking about her a lot more often for some real reason, some odd reason, just like a lot. I'm still seeing that, y'all probably don't remember, but I had actually fumbled on one episode where I was talking about the symbolism way back last year, but I'm still seeing the the prefix to her phone number like everywhere. Like I'm still seeing it. Like, so I just, on my own for work, I wanted to take this mental health class. So, it's basically, how to deal with mental health with your coworkers at work, if you see something kind of thing or whatever, right? So, I finish it, and then I'm looking at the amount of people that took the course. First glance, I didn't notice anything, I was just, it popped up, you done, whatever. Next class, what you want to enroll in, what you want to do, all that, right? And then, so the screen was just on. Then I happened to look a few minutes later, and it's like 21,000 or 211,000 something 707. And I was just like, I took a double take, like, how does that always happen? And of course, yeah, I know. It's just about noticing it. But I notice it all the time. Yes, we see like random strings of numbers all the time. You know what I'm saying? But it's about noticing it. Like, I get it. Right now, I look at the time, it's 5:09, 80 degrees, on my little Nest thing, which is actually really great because now I can turn my head and watch great YouTube content or Hulu or Netflix right by my bedside. I'll show you for the people who are watching. I want to get a bigger one, but I got this one half off for being, a long-term subscriber of YouTube Premium. So normally this is like $89. I got it, half off. So that was great. But anyway, it works really good. Speaker's loud. Yeah. But anyway, didn't even know why. I don't remember that quick why I brought that up. Oh yeah, because I was looking at the time on it. But anyway, so yeah, the dream's still there. The symbolism is there. The number symbolism is still there. I mean, I don't understand it, but whatever, it is what it is. It just kind of puts me back in a place of like, is she reaching out to me through her vibes and through her energy, but not through her actual physical actions? And, that's again me holding on to what I want to hold on. That's a part of the delusion of it all. I 100% understand that, and I 100% believe it, but it makes the situation more fun. It makes it cool to talk about. But that leads me to the next thing I wanted to talk about. So previously, I had said in the last episode that I, kind of hold on because I'm holding on to a fantasy. Like, I'm waiting for her to just pop up and, I don't want to get into another relationship or whatever because I think that she's just going to come back and then I'll have to, either end whatever I'm in or, cheat, whatever the case may be, right? But then after that, like a few days after that, I came to my head too. I was actually talking to, when I say my brother Shannon, I mean, I guess my other brother Shannon, my best friend's brother Shannon. He was texting me about some stuff. We kind of catch up every once in a while. But I had to admit to myself because I had gotten another, inner message epiphany that I do also feel like I'm protecting her in a sense. Not her innocence, but her in a sense. By not falling for someone else or being with someone else. Like, I feel like I have to stay available for her. Because, I mean, I don't know that she would take it bad. Like, if she was to find out that I had a serious relationship, or I was in, or I was really seeing somebody, or like I was about to be engaged or married, I have no idea what she would feel about that. but I guess it's in a lower sense of if I was to move on in any form or fashion, and then she just popped up, and I'm like, hey, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm not going to do this anymore. So you can just be on your way. Like, leave. I'm not doing this anymore. Even if it's not because I moved on with another person, but just moved on, period. I just don't think that that will go well in the sense of her, being happy. She'll leave. She won't argue. She'll leave. It'll be over for her. She'll leave, but I feel like that would still hurt her in a sense, and I never want to do that. And most people would say, well, you need to do that. That's always been the consensus, is that you need to change the pattern by, if she comes back, tell her to kick rocks. And not necessarily in a mean way, but tell her, hey, we're not doing this again. I'm over it. It is what it is. No, you can't come over. Or if I just don't even respond, like if she was to text me and then I just don't even say anything. Or if she was to call, I don't pick up. I honestly don't think I'll ever be able to have that in me. Like, never. Like, I'll never be able, and this is just like, I know how people can say, like, well, you never know what you'll feel like, in the future. And you're completely right. But I can also say, with 100%, I know how I'm going to feel in the future. Especially the longer it takes, the more I'm going to say something, the more I'm going to respond. So if she never says anything to me ever again, let's just say I got another 50 years on this earth, if she never says nothing ever again, then that's how we'll never talk. But if she says something 10 years from now, 5 years from now, you think I'm going to just ignore the message? Why would I, 5 years from now, I will be in a different place. She will be in a different place. I might be in a relationship. She might be in a relationship. She might be in a relationship with a kid, or married, or 2 kids. Who knows? I might have another kid. I might be in a serious relationship. So we'll be in 2 different places. So if she hits me up randomly out of the blue, I wouldn't have, at that time, that's one reason, or a few reasons, why I wouldn't have a reason to not say anything. Now, let's say 5 years, 10 years down the line, 13, 14, 15 years down the line, whatever amount of time, a year, she hits me up and nothing's changed. Let's say I'm, in the sense of I'm still single. She's still single. Why would I not respond? It's not gonna matter. If I'm with somebody and she hits me up, then that means I'm happy, I'm cool, which means I love myself enough to be in another relationship. And I, whether I still have feelings for her or not, I'm happy, so I'm in a good place mentally. So it's if I respond, it's not doing anything. It's just oh, that was nice hearing from her. Yeah, I'm going to still want her, but then I'm going to have my other person, my new person. So those feelings won't be the same. They'll still be strong, but they won't be the same. So responding to her is just dang, it would have been nice if we would have worked out. Would have been nice if I could have saw you one last time, or one more time. You miss me, I miss you too. Even if we kick it and hang out and go out and see each other for a weekend, and I'm talking about I'm in a relationship in this scenario. If we go out, creep, do whatever, and she leaves again, but I'm in a good, loving, happy relationship, I still have my other person so that I can be happy with. Even if the other person found out, even if I told the other person, like, hey, she came back, I did this, I cheated, and the other person is mad at me and she's sad and blah 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 blah. I still have two options. I still have my ex and I still have the new person to work on my cheating with. You know, people take people back all the time. So most people would look at that and be like, yeah, but you really want to live your life? I don't really care that much. I don't. I don't care that much. Like, we are here to be happy or not. Like, it's a choice that we're going to make every single day, every time. We have to choose whether or not we're happy or not. Things are going to happen all the time. Life is going to come at us all the time, foul. In each of those situations, we mentally have the choice to say whether or not we want it to affect us. Maybe that'll affect you for a minute, maybe it'll affect you for 5 minutes, maybe it'll affect you for a week or a year. But you're choosing. Just like me in my situation. Although I miss my ex, I love her, I want to be with her, I can't be with her, she's not coming back, it hurts. But I still choose to move and do things and live and be happy outside of that. Like, I still shake and move, as they say. I still show up to work and do my job. I still record a podcast, wishing that she was next to me the whole time. I still doodle. I still take on projects. I still write. I still make music. I still see other women. You know? It's a choice. Now, I could be choosing to be sad, for real sad, every day. I could be choosing to say to myself, you know what, I don't feel like doing this right now. I don't feel like working because I'm still hurt about this. And you can say it's ridiculous because it's been over a year now. You can say whatever you want. But the truth is, I could be choosing to lay around in bed all day and take sick days and be sad and not want to eat and not want to engage with my son and play and do things. I can be choosing that. I can be choosing to say, no, I don't want to come hang out with you, my best friend, and work out. I can choose that. And I know my stomach probably looks big on the camera right now, but that's just because I just ate. But who cares, right? Again, it's mine. I built this. But anyway, just joking. But it's all about the choices that we're going to make. Somebody hurts you, you know, you could either just walk away, put your head down for a second and put it back up, or, you know, you can keep your head down. How bad is it really? You know, how bad is it really? And that's what I mean. Like, I continue to do what it is. Like, I just bought 2 TVs that I do not need. One I put in the bathroom, and one I put in the workout room. Now, I don't need them, but I wanted them so I could, so just for convenience, because I like watching TV. Like, I could have said, no, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to touch TVs or do it. I could have said a lot of stuff, but I made a choice. Like, I'm living life. I'm happy. I think last weekend I had posted just randomness, me singing in the living room and listening to music. And, you know, Charmaine had to hit me up like, you know, like, are you okay? And I'm glad that she hit me up to ask, was I okay? But at the end of the day, there was nothing wrong with me. And I told her, I was like, I'm happy. Like, I'm working on new music. Like, I'm listening to music right now. I'm feeling myself just in the chair, the big comfy chair, chilling. You don't got to worry, but thank you. You know, that's what you're supposed to do. When you feel like somebody is going through it, you know, somebody you're close to, family member or friend, You hit them up. Hey, you good? And that's exactly what she did. And I let her know, like, thanks for hitting me up, but I'm good. Now I got an earache from listening to loud music, I think. But I didn't even let that keep me down. And yes, it's very painful. It hurts very bad. I've been suffering for at least 4 days with this ear infection, okay? But I'm not gonna be miserable behind it. Just not what I do. What's this? I always get somebody accepting my follow requests and then they don't want to follow back. Like, I'm not amazing too. A1, so saucy. Yeah, you pretty, but I mean, I'm sure I look better. Like, why wouldn't you follow me back? It's just a random person that I met, not even met, I mean that I swiped on one of them apps, I don't freaking know. But anyway, saying all that just to say, yeah, I'm good out here. But I definitely still love her and I definitely still have mad dreams about her. Now, this is where I might get a little shaky because it's hard to have this conversation by myself. But 2 things I said I wanted to talk about was I want to talk about polygamy again. Polygamy, polyamory, all of that. Like, I asked my brother if he's been hearing people talk about it. He said no, but like on my feeds and stuff like that, maybe it's because I follow a lot of like dating, podcasts and stuff like that, but I'm seeing it a lot. And then I got into like 2 groups about polyamory. And I must say, like, it's not that I even that's not my choice. Like, I don't want a polyamorous relationship. That's definitely not my first choice. It's not what I want. I've said it before. When I was considering it, it was basically because I didn't have a choice. Well, I mean, you always have a choice, but I was considering it because my ex did not want to settle down. So I was just like, oh, well, she don't want to settle down, but we're kind of in a relationship because we still see each other, I want to say regularly, but we talk regularly. But she was in a different state. But she was thinking about moving back. But at the same time, I was seeing the other. So in my mind, I'm like, well, if I'm not going to be with my ex completely, but now I'm feeling the other to this extent, then, and she had somebody, then I'm like, well, shoot, like, let's just call it what it is. Like, I want her, I want you, you want me, you may not want him, but you're not going nowhere. She wants me sometimes, other times, I don't know who she wants, but she wants to be free of a relationship. I'm ready to settle down, but I can't settle down completely with who I want. So whoever enters my situation, hey, like, let's just be honest and open and real and throw it at them like, hey, let's try this polyamory thing. And there's a difference. Polyamory is many loves. Polygamy is more of like a marriage thing, having many wives or husbands, I guess. So that's the only reason I was considering it, is just because I knew my ex didn't want to be with me fully. But then also when that last night, or the night before the last night, we kind of discussed the possibilities. Not even possibilities, just the idea of it on a, very low level, can discuss adding someone else later on after we fix us, right? So with that, I'm like, you giving me the pass. You know what I'm saying? Not even the pass. Like you're giving us the openness of our relationship because again, I think she said that because she was being truthful and honest to herself, but also she loves me. She was in love with me, so she was willing to have me completely when she wants me because she loves me, but then at the same time say, although I love you and in love with you, I'm not going to be here all the time. And not because she's traveling or anything like that, but mentally, she's not going to want to be in a situation all the time. So that was honest to me. So I then had to be honest and say, in my mind, I get it. Fine, cool. I do love you enough to say you're mine 50, 60, 70% of the time. I do, and I still do. And that may sound nuts, it may sound crazy to some people, but it's just true. Like, it's not even like, oh, if I can't have you some of this time, then no. It's like, I love this woman, period. So that's what it is, what it is. But, then when I realized, okay, yeah, she's done, she's not even coming back at all anymore, it kept me in that mind state of, polyamory, of like, okay, she's gone for real, the other's gone for real. I'm not going to settle down with any of the women that I meet. So the women that I meet, or settle down in that sense of being just monogamous with one person. So yeah, I felt like, well, hey, I'll just meet women who are down with polyamory. 100% down with it. Like, they get it, And yes, that was still based on my ex because I'm like, realistically, if I was to get a girlfriend today, I'm still going to love my ex. I'm still going to want to be with her. This is just a realization over the past few months, past year even. I'm still going to want her. Therefore, I need to be with somebody who is going to be able to say, I know you love her still, I get everything you said, or I know about everything that you talked about. I know about the podcast. We're rocking right now. We're happy. We're good. We can take this as far as we want. But I know that even if you love me, even if you fall in love with me, you still have love for this person who's no longer here. So if this person does come around, I wish you two the best as well. And that doesn't mean that I'm going to tell that person to skedaddle and get lost. It just means that she's open to me having my ex still come around. And like I've said in other podcasts, my ex used to literally say all the time, why don't you get a girlfriend? Why don't you get a girlfriend? Like I said, that used to hurt. Because her telling me to get a girlfriend meant that she wasn't going to be my girlfriend. She would say, you should get a girlfriend, and then whenever I come around, you tell her to leave. And that used to kill me, it used to hurt. But now, being a little bit more versed in this and more mature in it, it's not about telling her to leave. It's about being open and honest and saying, hey, I still have feelings for my ex. I definitely have feelings for you because we have a relationship now. Then it's about telling my ex, like, hey, you already know everything. You know how I feel about you. I'm seeing somebody. I'm not saying y'all got to kick it or y'all got to meet, but she's not going to leave. Me and you can go do something separate and she'll be okay with it, but she's not going to leave. If both of y'all want to hang out, then we could sit around and talk and eat. Maybe y'all two will like each other. Or I'm just going to have to make time to see you when you're around. And she has to be fine with that. She has to be okay with that. It's not about jealousy. It's not about jealousy. It's about saying, I understand. I know. I'm honest with my feelings. I know this already. And people do really feel that way. There are people who are really in the polyamory, lifestyle that know and understand this. It's just about designer relationships, custom relationships, basically. You choose how you want it to be. And in none of these scenarios do I feel like I'm discounting anybody, because this is what's agreed upon, this is what people want, this is what they know of. Now, could all of this completely change? Of course it can. My ex could come and I could be like, it was nice knowing you. Or I could meet somebody that I will look at my ex like, it was nice knowing you. But those are just different scenarios. Who knows? I don't know what's going to happen, but I just told you from the beginning, I love my ex. I want her back. So it is what it is. Now that's kind of bringing me to the next situation, because I posted in one of my groups about me having a tattoo of my ex on my back. And I mean, it's not a secret. I kept it a secret for a long time, but not for like the reasons you would think. Mostly it was because it was just for me. I didn't do it so people would be like, oh, look at that's a nice tat, or like, what's that? I didn't do it for that reason. Hold on. There it is. Okay. I was just going to the comment section of that post. And I'm going to go to one specific one. So the question I asked basically was, could you date or take someone serious who has a tattoo of an ex's name? How would you handle this? So one of the responses was, nah, because I try not to date stupid people. Getting a tattoo of a lover's name, in my opinion, is stupid. Now, if the lover died, maybe. But alive, nah. LOL. I love tattoos, and if the person is too unimaginative to get a cool cover-up and just wants the name on them, that's a hell no. Okay. With all due respect, but no respect, I had to respond like, well, I'm not stupid. I have my ex's name tattooed on my back. I'm actually kind of smart. Of course, didn't really get too much responses after that, because what can you say? Like, you literally just called somebody stupid for having a tattoo. Do I think that there are stupid people who get tattoos of people on their back? Yes. 100%. Yes, there are stupid people that do stupid things like get a lover's name on them, but they're already stupid people. They're not necessarily stupid because they did that, but they're stupid, and they're more stupid for doing it, because you might see people just do tattoos for a fad. You might see people that just do a tattoo of an ex on them because their ex lied to them, or made them feel a certain way, but they didn't want to see that this person really wasn't feeling them that way. My case is completely different because I got my tattoo after we broke up. And I didn't want to say this in the post, in the comments, because it would have been hard to articulate it. Even though I've done it before, it would have been hard to articulate it through text, through writing. But yeah, I got my tattoo after we broke up. That main time. Well, was it the main time? Yeah, after the main time that we broke up. I wanted to get her name on me while we were together, but I got it afterwards. So it's kind of like, it lingered. Like we hadn't talked, well, we hadn't been together in over, well, I was gonna say over a year, but at this point when I got the tattoo, it was like October, I think, so it had been about 10 months. 10 or 11 months almost. And it made me feel good. It was like I felt complete at that time when I got the tattoo. I felt great because it was something that I wanted to do and I did it. And I made it very symbolic. So again, people can have your opinion. You could call me stupid for that. But at the same time, I would get my best friend's name tattooed on me. Or at least there was a time when I would have. Now, probably not so much lenient with just tattooing whoever on me. And I did, that's another thing I was going to change, not change, but I was going to say on that post too. Because there's been numerous times that I've said, I don't care I'll get anybody tattooed on me if I really want to. It doesn't matter, like, it's not that serious. But at the same time, now I think I'm kind of changing. Like, I know I can kind of like scale down exactly what I want. So I'm not saying I wouldn't get like a close friend tattooed on me, or another family member, or another band or musician or anything like that, But I'm saying it's much less likely, just because there's a few that I know that I actually want. So, but yeah, there was a time where I was like, I don't care. Yes, I'll get your name tattooed on me. What's it gonna make? It's just a tattoo, another story to tell. But yeah, but so I did that because I wanted to, and I never regretted it, and I still don't. Actually, the only regret I have about the tattoo is that it's not bigger. I would love for it to have been bigger. Even the tattoo artist actually said that. I didn't really think it was an option. I just drew it, but we didn't really decide on the size of it, So it could have been bigger, and I would have preferred for it to be bigger, actually, so it could be more detailed. But anyway, I don't really have much else to talk about. We did it again. Right? Again, working on new music. My cousin just dropped a new song, Run It Up, with his new group, the Friendly Hostile Boys, FHB for short. You can look it up on YouTube or go to my pages. I posted it numerous times just to support. Wanted to make sure they got at least 100 views before the night was over on the first night. They did. Still get people, what's this? It's 2020, look at it. You'll see what it is. It's not a big deal. If you don't want to know, if you don't want nothing to do with it, just ignore it. But, yep, FHB, Friendly Hostile Boys, Run It Up video out now on YouTube. My song should be finished within maybe another 2 weeks or something like that. Last Vision, still a goddamn hit if you ask me. It's about to be a hit. Just gotta go in and do some more recording. Actually gonna record on Halloween morning. That'll be cool. Give it a new, new feel to it, a new vibe, energy. Yeah, so rate, subscribe, review, and share. It's real easy. All you gotta do is rate, review, subscribe, and share. Takes a few seconds to minutes depending on how long the review is. Everything else is just a button or two you have to click. So hook me up, and I'm out. Holla at your boy. Just_Deontay_Lamar on Instagram. Deontay D. Lamar Young on Facebook. You got this. Hit me up. Or also Dearly Deep Pod on Instagram also. Peace. It's gonna take me a second to get to the camera though. here I come, camera people. Oh, here I come, YouTube people. Hopefully the video didn't stop in the middle like it's done before. Okay, we still running. We good. Get these good. All right, let me